I was riding the Chichimon to Manitoulin Island, and there was this like overwhelming urge to listen to some music I haven't heard before. And I always keep music on hand in mind to listen to, because I'm obsessed with listening to new music. It's just, I like to find the right moment to listen to something I've never heard before. And this was one of those moments. And I put on Bacteria Cult by John Kaada and Mike Patton. And that's their second album. I don't know if they're gonna make another one or not. That's the only one they haven't made any since. And this is the second song, I'm pretty sure, on the album. And the first song is really good. Every song on the album is excellent. I highly recommend the album. But that song, there was just something out of place about it. Because like John Kaada, he's from Norway. Mike Patton's American, from California. Mike Patton's known to be like an alternative rock guy, whereas John Kaada is like a film composer, score kind of guy, and he also he does pop music and whatnot. We will listen to some all shapes and forms of Kaada, I'm sure. And so yeah, these two guys they kind of come from two different worlds, and this song doesn't sound like either one of those worlds to me. It's it sounds disjointed and it sounds kind of like Spanish. But it isn't, it's, I don't know. And I'm also, I wanted to play these guys first too, in my mind, because John Kaada and Mike Patton were the first guys to get back to me to say, yeah, play our music on the Eyebrow.
Oh, right. Good for them. Good for them. They deserve a place then.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So, I think we should have a listen to Black Albino by Kaada and Mike Patton, and the album is Bacteria Cult. And I really think this is one of those songs that requires that careful attention that we love and what we like to talk about.
Wow. It's quite an extraordinary piece, that. It really is. I mean, I don't know, is it an original piece of music, or is it sampled from something, or... That was my first question, is this Ennio Morricone? Because that's what it sounds like to me.
You know what? I'm pretty sure Mike Patton works with that guy, but no, I don't think it is.
It's extraordinary. It's the instrumentation, the feel of it, the whole ambience of it, the size of it, if you like, is all pure Morricone.
Okay.
And even obviously the whistling and the trumpets and the banjos and all of that kind of stuff. So I found myself, as I'm listening, because you know, I can't just listen freely. I wish I could. I'm analysing it in my head, and I'm thinking, is this samples? Is this huge tracts of an Ennio Morricone track that's been, or several Morricone tracks that have been blended together? So is it real or is it fake? And then at the end, there's a little bit of saw. You spot that at the end, of the sort of high-pitched, sort of almost theremin-esque kind of thing at the end, which is just... And then the orchestral arrangement as well. If that's a real orchestra they're using, and they've written this for that orchestra, that track probably costs more than you and I together have ever made out of music. That one track.
Oh, absolutely.
To get an orchestra to do that, you know. And then I love the mixture of the orchestra with banjos and all that kind of weirdness, and of course it just takes me back to the spaghetti westerns, and I can see the low brimmed hats and the eyes underneath, you know, the slitted eyes as they look from one to another, and then somebody pulls and there's mayhem. Yeah, I love that track. It's a great opener for the show as well. That's really pleased with that.
Yeah, me too. I love listening to it, and I was just in awe again listening to that song every time. So
yeah, it makes me want to check out more. I'm going to get to the bottom of the story of that track. I will find out exactly what's going on with that.
Yeah, I do wish I had the answers, because I usually do. And the thing with Mike Patton is he's famous for both. So he is the master of samples, but he also has, not only is he work with Kaada, who I'm pretty sure does work with an orchestra, or at least a group of musicians that can play all those instruments and maybe multi-tracks them. But maybe that's him himself that plays them all. But Mike Patton, like, he has an Italian opera, you know, called Mondo Cane, where he...
Right, okay. So these are serious people. These guys know... They really know what they're doing.
Yeah, you know, they do. And Mike Patton's been everywhere. Like, he's the lead singer of a band that's been the top of the Billboard charts, you know, and he's also...
Right.
He also writes music that sounds like people farting. You know, he does it all.
Sounds like our kind of guy.
Yeah, exactly that.